Would you change the way you live your life if you knew the day you were going to die? Tonight, 40-year-old Ali Dorsha Turner's life goes under the microscope. Ali and her husband Dave had a dream to have a family, and after battling IVF twice, she gave birth to twins. But now the dream has turned into a nightmare.
Knowing what I know now, there's absolutely no way I would have had children.
Ali has found the switch to motherhood impossible. Her weight has ballooned, her confidence collapsed, and her stress levels have rocketed.
Sit down, please.
She's so stressed out. She's not sleeping properly, she doesn't eat properly, she just doesn't feel that she can cope.
Dave and Ali are not alone. 1 in 3 UK marriages break up, with 56% of men blaming their wives' behaviour for their marriage failing.
I don't feel I can take any more.
Dave is on the verge of walking out.
Something's got to be done, and I hope this is it.
Research has shown that bad marriages are detrimental to your health, and as a last resort, Dave's called in the Change the Day You Die experts, who use revolutionary scientific research which predicts the day you die. Our experts have just 6 weeks to divulge to Ali and millions like her in the UK how to add on the years for a healthier, longer life. Ali is about to find out how many years may be stripped off her life by junk food, lack of exercise, soaring stress levels and depression.
I'm actually feeling quite nervous now, quite hot and a bit nauseous.
Accompanied by husband Dave, who nominated her for this programme, Ali is on her way to the Change the Day You Die clinic. Having looked at hundreds of profiles of people in distress, our experts have chosen to focus on Ali and her family.
I think that it's going to be really important to make sure that there's not an underlying problem here.
She's incredibly stressed and really struggling to cope.
And all of those things really do knock your confidence, and she's never really recovered from that, has she?
Dr. Adam Carey, nutritionist to the England rugby team and life coach Patricia Mitchell, will consult and carry out medical tests to find out the predicted day Ali will die. While Dave waits in the clinic garden, Ali goes to meet the experts.
I'm Adam, this is Patricia. Please come and have a seat.
Nice to meet you. Do sit down.
Oh, you're looking very nervous.
I am, yeah.
I think we should have a look at the video.
After a fairy tale wedding, Ali and Dave underwent IVF treatment, which resulted in the birth of twins Jake and Tia. Having battled with postnatal depression, Ali found herself struggling to cope with 2 demanding children and a full-time job in customer services.
I think she's been through the mill a bit, really, and it's sort of taken its toll on her.
There have been moments where I think I'd have been better off never meeting my husband, being single, not having the children, and at least, you know, I'd be thin, I'd be fit, I'd be exercising.
Since having the children, Ali has resorted to comfort eating on junk food. Coupled with a non-existent exercise routine, Ali has put on an excess of over 4 stone in weight. One of the side effects of her feeling like she's losing control is that Ali actually tries to control too much.
Ali does take on too many tasks. It's a control thing.
Don't even go there.
She was slim, really looked after herself. She's absolutely stunning. I don't like women that get obese.
Her self-esteem has dropped so low that she hasn't been on a night out with Dave for 3 years.
I did say to her one day that if she gets too fat, I'd call it a day.
I think we made a lovely looking couple, and now he's probably quite embarrassed to be seen out with me. I could understand if he was.
Wow, quite powerful.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It's quite hard to watch that.
You're kind of in a negative cycle of thought.
I am, and I go round and round in
downward
that.
spiral,
It's downward
everything's
spiral,
you.
everything's woe is me, and I know I'm doing it, but I can't seem to stop and don't really know where to start to get out of that.
And we need to break this cycle for you.
Yeah.
To do that, what I want to do now is pop next door and start to do some of those investigations, and then once we've completed that, we're going to be able to give you the predicted day that you might die.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go next door. Stand up onto the scales, 92 kilos.
Adam has to put Ali through a series of comprehensive medical tests to measure her heart rate, blood pressure and body fat. The normal amount of body fat for someone Ali's age is 25%.
Your body fat is 44.4%.
With a body fat of 44%, Ali has a threefold chance of getting heart disease. The tests factor in every aspect of Ali's lifestyle. Even eating red meat regularly can take a year off your life. The information is then inputted into a calculator developed by top US scientist Dr. Thomas Pearls, who studied people who live to 100. It gives Ali's predicted life expectancy.
I'm seeing a lot of minor negative lifestyle factors. For example, not flossing her teeth, Ali loses 6 months of her life. Juggling a full-time job, a marriage and twins is seriously affecting her sleep patterns. That's taking 2 years off of her life.
While Dave waits in the clinic garden, it's time for 40-year-old Ali to learn the predicted day she's going to die.
We're now in a position to have done the calculation, which gives the age at which you're predicted to die.
If she dies young, I don't know, God, I wouldn't be able to cope with it.
What I'd like you to do is on this card is to write down the age to which you'd like to live. On this card, I'm going to write down the age that you're predicted to die. Ali, can I ask you to pass me your card, please? What I'd like you to do is to take that card and keep it face down in front of you. So, Ali, you'd like to live until you're at least 89 years old?
At least.
Okay. Most people retire when they're 60 or 65. What are you going to do with all those golden years?
I'd like to travel. I've got lots of gardening to do, lots of things there's so much to do, aspirations and plans and dreams that if I can live long enough, I'd like to do.
Okay. Ali, I'd like you to turn the card over in front of you.
That's very scary.
We predict you're going to die when you're 65, not 89. The day we predict you're going to die is the 14th of December, 2029.
What thoughts are going through your head, Ali?
I have to work till I'm 65.
What's more is most people don't find that death is the first event that occurs. They get diabetes or they have a stroke, and that can happen many years before they actually end up dying. Because how old are you now?
40.
So your children will be 28.
Yeah.
There's quite a few harsh realities in that.
Well, I think that there's somebody else in this team, and you probably need to go and talk to them, don't you?
I do. Let's go and talk to them.
So where did all those years go? A healthy woman living in the UK can expect to live to 89, the same age that Ali was hoping to live to. Stress relating to her marriage and having twins took off 7 possible years. Poor sleep patterns and a lack of exercise took 3 years. Passive smoking and 20 years of heavy smoking took 4 years. A bad diet took off another 4 years. Negative lifestyle factors such as not flossing or using sunscreen took 2 years. Family medical history coupled with a negative outlook on life took off a further potential 4 years.
Oh, it wasn't good, was it?
Not good at all.
All right.
I can't accept that. I'm going to change that.
Well, go on. Jesus, you're joking me.
If I keep going the way I'm going.
Well, you got to do something about this now, haven't you?
I know. Can't believe that.
It's 25 years, honey.
I know. Give me a big hug. I'm not ready to go. Sorry, but no.
It's now up to the experts to help Ali gain back some years.
On average, women put on 2.5 stone in weight with twin pregnancies. Ali put on 4 stone. I need to take her back to basics and get her to eat sensibly.
Nearly 200,000 UK marriages end in divorce every year, so tackling Ali's rocky relationship with Dave is high on my agenda.
There's no reason why Ali can't lose 1.5 stones in 6 weeks, so I'll be expecting big results from her.
Ali's lost 7 years of her life expectancy through stress, so reducing those levels is vital.
Still to come on Change the Day You Die, Ali struggles on the track.
Push it! Push it!
That hurt.
The couple find making a change a major issue.
I cannot sit there and keep going over the same crap with you, Ali.
And she's shown the secrets to a longer life.
That is gross, I'm sorry.
It's what you're made of.
40-year-old frazzled mother of 2, Ali Dorsha Turner, has found out she's predicted to die at 65. A far cry from the 89 years she'd hoped for.
I'm not ready to go.
A poor diet, no exercise and low self-esteem is threatening her marriage to Dave. But will our experts' top tips on longevity be enough to change the day she dies? It's the morning after Ali was told that she may die at the age of 65 if she doesn't change the way she lives her life.
I think it will take a few days. I'm feeling very tired and not stressed, but just like, oh my goodness, right, I need to really address this properly now because it's something quite serious.
Dr. Adam Carey, nutritionist for the England rugby team, is first to try and make an impact on Ali's lifestyle.
I'm a little bit nervous about what today holds, but you know, I've just got to go for it really.
25% of the adult female population are obese, and Ali is one of them. It's contributing to her depression and taking 5 years off her life. This means, for me, her diet is a top priority.
Ali eats excessive amounts of snacks such as crisps, cakes and cookies, and Adam aims to stop this fat-rich indulgence.
You tell me, what's your favourite snack food?
Crisps.
And how many packets of crisps do you eat a day?
Probably a couple.
2 packets of crisps a day. I've done a little calculation. This is the amount of fat that you eat every single year just from your crisps. 6 pounds of fat. Now 6 pounds of fat's a lot of fat, but this is the fat that you eat from all the rest of the snack foods combined. So together, that's 21 pounds of fat. That's an awful lot of fat. Pick it up, feel it. That is disgusting.
That is gross, I'm sorry. That's just...
What do you mean it's just gross? It's what you're made of. This is the saturated fat, and this saturated fat is not only putting on weight, but it's also landing in your blood vessels, increasing your risk of atherosclerosis, which is heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure and diabetes, and that's what's going to kill you.
Ali needs to cut out the sugary, fatty snacks and only eat fruit between meals. Eating red meat 3 to 5 times a week is taking a year off her life, so Ali needs to eat more white meat like chicken and fish. Eating breakfast is a must. It kickstarts your metabolism, which actually helps weight loss.
Tia, can you sit down, please?
Every mother who is suddenly faced with the challenge of having twins has to accept that their lives may be turned upside down. But Ali, with her controlling issues, has found it particularly difficult.
Yeah, all right, Jake. Don't put that in the rubbish, please.
No!
Why not?
Rubbish.
It is rubbish. You put that on the floor, little man. You know about it. My uncontrollable children.
Her hands full with the kids at home, Ali finds it a relief when she goes to work.
I'll probably shock a lot of people when I say I'm actually prefer to be at work than be at home, having to look after the children.
She's one of those people who had children late in life and thought that they were going to make her life perfect. When you have children, you have to change your life to accommodate your children, and that really stresses her out.
Dave is a security guard and often works night shifts. On his days off, while Ali is at work, he will often do chores that she considers her duty.
Ali does take on too many tasks. If she doesn't do it herself, she doesn't feel it's done right. She tends to control everything and not to share, and that's what she's doing. She's taking too much on.
Patricia plans to tackle Ali's controlling nature, which is potentially taking 7 years off her life.
Today, I'm going to get Ali to recognise her lack of trust in the world and give her some exercises which might help her overcome it. Now, I've got a question to ask you, Ali. Do you trust me?
The answer should be yes.
No, it shouldn't be.
No, I don't. I don't trust anybody.
Well, that's fair enough.
I trust no one.
Will you trust me for the next hour?
Yes.
How does this feel?
Like I'm out of control. I've just got to trust you.
Husband Dave has confronted Ali about being controlling in the past, but no progress was ever made.
This problem's been going on for years, and I've sort of hardened up to it now.
I have no idea now where I am, which is odd because I live here.
During this blindfolding exercise, the senses are isolated, which makes the process of trusting and control much more real.
You know, I'm here guiding you,
Right.
and yet you're trying still very much to be in control of this situation.
Ali is led to the nearby ruins of Old Sarum Castle for a change of scenery.
This is where you are.
Oh, wow. How on earth did I get up here?
Is there anything you'd like to take home from this?
I was just thinking that it didn't hurt me. I'm no worse off for it, and I can be a little bit less tired and worn out if I let other people join in.
She understands that she is in control most of the time, or trying for it, and to actually let go, the world didn't fall apart.
If you let go of the control for a while, you survive. You're still going to come out the other end. Hello! You did me a picture! Yeah! Oh my goodness!
Having finished a 12-hour night shift, Dave is putting the washing out. An upbeat Ali is keen to share her experience with him. But for Dave, it's a lesson he feels she should have already learned.
I've done nothing to you, and you don't even trust me.
No, but, I've sort of learnt from today that I have to just
you've
let
wasted
go.
all that energy, time and effort worrying about something
Exactly.
and it hasn't happened.
Yeah. If I do that, I'll find that I probably have more energy.
Yeah, well, this is like deja vu for me, isn't it? I've told you all this.
Yeah, I know.
But now, it's like a third party telling you, and you're okay with it. I can't show this emotional side and say, oh, brilliant, well done and all that all the time, because I'm going through a lot as well.
If I was him, I'd probably be a little bit upset in that he's been telling me various things for a long time, and of course I hadn't paid any attention, and he probably sees it as somebody else comes along and says the same thing, and of course immediately I start taking it on board.
Adam is taking Ali to the gym to start her weight-reducing exercise program, which could add as much as 2 years back on her life expectancy.
When we started this, you were basically 14.5 stone. When we finished this process, I want you to be 13 or below.
Got to do it.
Excellent, I like the attitude.
The cross trainer is the ideal piece of kit for Ali to use in losing weight because it's low impact, and this will reduce the amount of pressure put on her joints, reducing the chances of injury.
Your weekly exercise program now should be 5 or 6 of these sessions.
Adam has recommended Ali starts with 10-minute sessions on the cross trainer. She needs to build towards 30-minute sessions at least 5 times a week. She should also begin recreational exercise with the whole family. As well as losing weight, Adam wants to get Ali running again.
To assess her, I'm going to see how fast she can run 1 kilometre, which is 2.5 times around the track.
Ali has only got halfway round the track when she has to stop and catch her breath. This is a bad sign for Adam, as he plans to enter Ali into a run involving a much greater distance.
Sorry.
It's all right now. I said to do your best, that's all that matters.
Physical inactivity doubles the chances of developing heart disease and increases the risk of diabetes and high blood pressure.
Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on, Ali. Push it. Push it. Here's the end. Here's the end.
7:08.
That hurt.
At the end of this process, I'd like you to do a little run with me. So I've booked you in to run a 5k run. Next time I see you, I'd like to see you better your time. Can you do this? In Ali's new life, can you do this?
Yeah, I can. I can't make excuses. Otherwise there's no point to any of it, is there?
Despite Ali's positive attitude, Adam can sense trouble.
Getting fit is not going to be Ali's problem. Changing what she's got in her kitchen will not be Ali's problem. Finding the time will be.
It's been 3 days since Adam's visit. Ali returns home and unloads her new and improved food shopping.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah, I love cottage cheese, so that's no hardship. Like whole wheat spaghetti.
Ali could gain 4 years to her life by adhering to her new diet, but Dave isn't so thrilled.
I've got the wholemeal bread.
It's brown, isn't it? It's like, oh God, it's disgusting.
Later that evening, Ali tries to fit some exercise time into her diary. So far, she's not made it once to the gym, and Dave is becoming annoyed at the lack of progress.
You're going to have to eat before I get
Yeah,
home.
okay.
So how are you going to do training?
Well, I can't. It's
can't.
impossible. I can't do it.
You're wasting your time.
Well,
Look, it's just not working. That's it. It's as simple as that.
I know that, but what I'm saying is I can do some, but not nearly as much as, you know, they'd want me to do.
It's the third time they've tried to make a schedule that works, and Dave has had enough.
I cannot sit there and keep going over the same crap with you, Ali. I can't.
There is no other way around it that I can see. Absolutely none. I'd like to spend some time with you and the family.
It isn't going to work. You're going to have to sacrifice that to do your training. If you're not prepared to sacrifice that, then you ain't going to get your training done, because something's got to give.
For Ali to fit in even half the gym time, it would mean sacrificing all of their spare time together.
We can't see a solution to the problem other than having equipment at home.
Like many couples under a lot of strain, Ali and Dave frequently find themselves having discussions which are never resolved properly.
Don't keep walking away.
Right, I can't deal with this, Ali.
Having already worked on Ali's tendency to be controlling, Patricia Mitchell is now going to tackle the couple's communication issues.
Today, I'm going to go in and show them the extent of their chronic communication problem and give them some exercises which might help them solve it. Not that good.
To begin with, Patricia shows Ali and Dave some footage of their arguing.
I've been trying to get hold of you.
Sorry. Do you want me to tell you all about what I've been up to?
The kids are fine. I'm fine.
I literally had to be led across busy roads, crossings, through people, everything else. Really, because obviously the trust issue of letting go and letting people, you know, take over.
That's what I don't understand. The fact is,
Nothing bad.
I've done nothing to you, and you don't even trust me. That's very interesting, actually, watching that.
You're clenching your jaw now, you're getting really for it.
Because I know the situation. I've just linked straight back to it.
Yeah, there were two people talking there, but no one was listening, were they?
I would like you to start acknowledging what the other person is saying. And actually, for you to say to Ali what you really wanted to say at that moment.
Before you say anything, there's something I really need to get off my chest, okay? I tried to get hold of you by mobile phone, and the fact that I couldn't get you was making me more and more frustrated.
Now they are aware that they often don't listen to each other, Patricia makes them repeat their conversation in a way that will reduce unnecessary friction.
Just repeat back, just say to him, I've heard you say.
I've heard you say that you couldn't get hold of me, and I do understand where you're coming from on that, because I've done it when I've not been able to get hold of you. Got yourself more and more worked up and more angry and wound up at the fact that you can't get hold of somebody, and I need to get hold of you now, and it's not on. And I do appreciate that. However,
that's not allowed. What you can do is hold his hand and say, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't have any control over it, and I did not do that intentionally. Now, I would like you to say that to Dave.
if it makes you feel any better, I didn't have any control over it, and I would have phoned you if I could, you know that.
How does that feel compared to what you saw on there?
No, to me that feels really good, because you've got to start a middle and an end. It's a conclusion.
Yeah. I was really pleased at Dave's enthusiasm for it, because I was concerned, because sometimes people get a little bit wrong-footed by it and they think that you're actually sort of potentially attacking them, which wasn't the case. And he was completely on board with that. He was very, very happy to do it.
The exercises we've been given, I can say, yeah, they will affect us, because right from since this afternoon, okay, we've already started it.
It sort of brought us down to earth that we saw that and thought, actually, we do need to address the way we, you know, have conversations.
If we'd have carried on communicating in the same manner as we have been over the last 2 or 3 years, I personally couldn't see us staying together.
Ali was challenged to lose 1.5 stone and prepare for a 5-kilometre race. So far, she's lost 4 pounds but failed to exercise regularly. Today, Ali goes for her first run. The whole family show their support.
Oh, can't do fast walking. Got fast walk. Hard work. Be nice with the wind behind me.
Dave served in the armed forces for 12 years and uses his experience to act as Ali's drill instructor.
You run from here to where that first track is, and then you walk for a little bit, and you make each one your goal. Can you say well done, Mummy?
Well done, Mummy.
Good girl.
That was hard, but it can only get easier from now on.
Ali works in customer services and has taken up the offer from her employer to go on a 2-day conference in Manchester. As well as the usual meetings, there is a helping of social events which Ali decides to enjoy to the max, ignoring Adam's diet prescription.
Adam will shoot me. I'm still standing, I've not been ill yet, and I'm still up for it.
Over the 2 days, Ali resorts to eating takeaway food and downs over 25 units of alcohol. The wine alone amounts to 1,600 calories.
There's a bar there, my bedroom is up there. I'd be an idiot, wouldn't I? I'll probably so regret all of this in the morning.
Having returned from her Manchester expedition, Ali is not looking forward to her next meeting with nutritionist Dr. Adam Carey.
I'm absolutely panicking what Adam is going to say, the fact that I went out and did do a bit of binge drinking.
Adam is committed to getting Ali back on track to claiming back the years. But time is running out, and so is Ali's determination.
The last thing I want to be doing is running around and getting soaked. Didn't get to go for a run or get anything done. Just not going to get enough training in. I've sort of hit a wall. I've got an absolutely massive blister. Just not feasible. That's my life.
Ali's meant to be preparing for a 5k run, but as soon as she's left on her own, her training regime seems to go out the window. She's lost 5 years of her life through a lack of exercise and a poor diet, and I'm going to have to remind her why Dave was originally so concerned.
Hi.
Afraid she may have put on weight, Ali was hoping to avoid the scales.
Before you sit down, the first thing I want to do is I want to find out exactly how much you weigh.
Ali has put back on 4 pounds.
What's happened in that last week?
Manchester, basically. Completely fell apart. Plan went out the window.
The key point this means is that in the last week, you've gone nowhere. So now you've got to spend that whole week doing exactly what you did, just to get back to where you started from before. Now, I've got something that I just want to show you.
Adam reminds Ali how determined she was when he first met her.
It's something I want to do. I want to run the London Marathon. I want a family to be proud of me. I can't and I won't, and I will change it.
Can you do this? In your world, in Ali's new life, can you do this?
I've got to do it. Otherwise there's no point to any of it, is there?
You told me that you wanted to run a marathon.
Yeah, I do, and I'm not going to do it if I ruin and throw away weeks like that, am I?
No. I think it would be really inappropriate to make you do a 5k run. What I've entered you into is a 5k walk with the family. So I've booked you in Chiswick. You've got to be at 10 o'clock next Sunday morning. So you got any excuses for Sunday?
Nope, none at all.
Adam successfully got Ali back on track for her exercise challenge. It's Saturday, and the village of Neverovon is holding their annual community fete for the children. The twins, Jake and Tia, were born over 3 months prematurely after Ali underwent a series of IVF treatments, which meant that both were kept in intensive care for several months. Separation from her children for such a long period of time caused a delay in the bonding experience of Ali's early motherhood.
Now and again we'll talk about the babies being born and the fact that she's missed out on that bonding process. will crop up. But then, you know, we both got to dismiss it, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't turn the clocks back, so we just get on with it.
More than 40,000 babies are born prematurely every year in the United Kingdom, and this puts a huge amount of stress on the families involved. In total, Ali's losing 7 years from her predicted life expectancy from stress alone, and I think that a lack of local support network is contributing to this. I want to talk to Ali about this ordeal because I've found a local group that just might be able to help.
The chances of having twins with IVF treatment is 1 in 5, and these multiple births greatly increase the likelihood that they're born prematurely.
Do you think that was a difficult experience?
I would not wish that experience on anybody, and if somebody said to me, right, tomorrow you've got to go through all of that again, I'd rather go and throw myself in a river. I survived it because I had to.
Here, locally to you, there is a twins group, and they are just mothers who meet, particularly for mothers like yourself who didn't have that support. But I think for you and for them, meeting could be a phenomenally useful thing.
It'd be nice to think I could make some new friends. I don't have that many close friends, and it would be nice to think that there could be people there that could become close friends. Hello?
For over 3 years, Ali has gone without sharing her experiences with people who had similar problems. By doing so, she will go through a process of normalisation, which may reduce the stress that isolated feelings can cause.
Mine are 3 now.
Are they your only 2?
Yes.
As if that isn't enough.
Debbie also gave birth to her twins over 3 months prematurely.
I had exactly the same, that we thought we'd probably lost it, and it turned out to be 2. Which, so as you say, you've got that completely down. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me, and then suddenly it's like
there's one, and you're like, and that was it, and they're born, and you probably have the same. They're gone.
One of the things that was quite interesting was obviously her experiences of being in the hospital, but it was really nice talking to her, because it's quite nice finding people who, you know, have been through the same thing as you.
She's really, I think, made a lot of connections and realised that, no, she's not the only one who feels like that. The rest of us actually feel exactly the same.
And that sounds awful, but I feel so much better hearing that somebody else's children bite.
We're going to gain a lot from Ali. I think she's got so many experiences that we haven't quite got to, because her twins are a little bit older than us. I think she's going to give a lot to the group.
I've got to get her work number, because I could see us doing the odd working lunch. She's going to be a mate, I can tell.
What a nice, lovely group of ladies. I'm normal, just a normal mum that's experienced loads of unfortunate circumstances, and I've just met some other mums who are exactly the same. I can't wait to, you know, a few weeks to go and I can meet up with them all again and have a good old gossip.
Still to come, the experts have more tips to get Ali to add back the years.
I've got the cross trainer.
Dave is confronted with his greatest fear.
She was my wife, my friend, she was my soulmate. I can't do this.
And Ali finds out whether it's all been worthwhile.
Your new life expectancy is...
4 weeks ago, our experts told Ali Dorsher-Turner she was predicted to die at just 65, a long way short of the 89 years she hoped for. Spiralling weight after the premature birth of her twins, dire self-esteem and a crumbling marriage took a terrifying 11 years off her life. Our experts' work has led to weight loss, but Ali's struggling to keep to her exercise regime. So with 2 weeks to go, will Ali be able to claim back the years for a longer and happier life? To help Ali understand the importance of her life to the rest of the family, Patricia has asked Dave to write Ali's obituary.
I want you to write 1 as if Ali were to die at 65, and also to write 1 when she was 89, which is the age that Ali wants to live to.
Yeah, sure. All right, I can do that.
While Dave writes the 2 obituaries, Patricia explains to Ali the purpose of the exercise.
The whole point of writing obituary is to further bring into your consciousness the consequences of actions that you're taking about your lifestyle. And there is a real consequence, 65 versus 89, which is when you want to die.
Dave has finished writing. He reads out the obituary where Ali lives her life to the age of 89.
It says, Ali, from my heart, I can say I've had a full life and I will see you soon. You've made me laugh and cry, given me hope and joy, but most of all, a son and daughter. Ali's fulfilled all her dreams, watched Tia and Jake grow into the strong, beautiful people they are.
Dave now attempts to read the obituary for when Ali only lives to her predicted age of 65.
It says Ali. Who was Ali? She was my wife, my friend, she was my soulmate. I can't do this.
Okay.
I can't. It just hurts too much.
Patricia reads it for him.
Who was Ali? She was my wife, my friend, and soulmate. She was a caring, devoted mother to Tia and Jake. She was the kind of person who, if you had met for a brief moment, her smile, gentleness, and warmth of being, you would never forget. To be taken away from all who knew her, she will be greatly missed. I can only hope she is in a better place, somewhere as kind and caring as she. Being taken away from us at such an early time in her life, she will miss our children's lives, their growth as people, and who they became. But as Tia, Jake, and I struggle as a family, she will always be in our hearts. We love you. I'm going to leave you in peace and I'll see you later.
Right, okay.
I never knew you could write so nicely.
That was hugely difficult for somebody like Dave. It really tapped into his emotional base.
I got choked up. It's bringing home the fact that, you know, she wouldn't be here.
Well, I mean, I've never doubted that he loves me, but it sort of, that really brought it home.
Having overcome her resistance to Adam's exercise challenge, Ali has decided to invest in some kit.
I've got a cross trainer, a cross trainer, a cross trainer, la la la. I'm so excited, I just need to get on it.
Having bought a cross trainer, Ali has been able to prepare for the 5-kilometre sponsored walk Adam set her.
The worst that could happen this Sunday is probably I don't make it round, but I can't see that happening, to be honest.
As well as now being able to complete the exercise programme that Adam set her, Ali has now got into the routine of doing light exercise that includes the whole family.
Go!
At work, Ali has a chance to get sponsored by her colleagues.
Hello! Hello! I need to be sponsored. Adam set me a challenge with the family. Will you sponsor me, please?
Yeah, why not?
Some of her colleagues have seen changes in Ali over the weeks.
Things used to really get to her and she'd get really wound up and upset and cry and everything else, whereas now I think she's learning to let it go, you know.
Sunday has arrived, and so have 400 exercise fanatics for a 5K sponsored walk in West London's Chiswick Park. The family have arrived, but Ali's feeling unwell.
No, I'm not feeling energetic at all today. Feeling absolutely bunged up to the nines, but we'll give it its best shot. Just wish I didn't feel full up with cold.
For Adam, this is a chance to see just how much Ali and the family have moved on.
It's an important day for Ali and I. I've questioned her priorities on a number of occasions, but she's here, she's with her family, and I'm hoping we're going to see the new Ali.
After a warm-up, they're off.
Let's go!
On a walk like today, have you any idea how many calories you might lose?
50?
And you're going to lose in between 300 and 400 calories, depending on how fast you do it. So we need to think about how you can fit a little bit more walking into your everyday life. Because walking together with the cross trainer would be perfect.
Ali being helped out and getting back to her normal self, back to a healthy way of living, it's had an effect on all of us.
How do you think your relationship's changed in the last 5 weeks?
We just do things more as a family. It's like we're a lot closer, and we've started laughing as well, a lot.
I've seen you a lot happier today and with a smile on your face. And all of those things are going to be positive for your life expectancy and the issues we had when we first started.
It's like someone's lit that little firework underneath her backside and she's off.
Oh, here we go!
Go, 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 go!
At the end of the walk, Ali and the family still have enough energy to play.
It means an awful lot to me to see Ali having so much fun today. The key to the future is going to be combining family support and exercise. That is going to allow her to have a happy future without me supporting her. Oh yeah. When we came here today, I wasn't really sure whether Ali was going to be up for it. I'd already heard on the grapevine that she got a cold, and I was just beginning to think, was this another excuse for a lack of performance or maybe a no-show? But I was proved completely wrong. Ali came, she did put her best foot forward, she's done it with her family.
We've had a lot more time out with the family, so it's one of a number of things that we've done that's really good.
When I talked to Dave about how's he feeling about their marriage, 5 weeks ago he thought their marriage was on the rocks. Now he's a much happier man.
With the 6 weeks almost up, our experts go back to the clinic to recalculate Ali's potential life expectancy.
I know she struggled with her exercise regime, so this only gains her a year.
Well, she's been very good on reducing her stress, so she's actually got 3.5 years back from reducing her stress levels.
Superb. She's currently eating still too much red meat, so that still loses her a year.
On the other side though, she's actually got a lot better sleep patterns, so she's got back 2.5 years from that.
Brilliant.
After entering Ali's new data, have the experts been able to pull it off and increase her life expectancy? To signify the end of Ali's journey, the family have gathered with friends and some of the mums from the twins group at the local play centre.
It feels really appropriate to reveal Ali's predicted new age at an event like this. Seemingly much happier than the person we first met, surrounded by family and friends and enjoying the children. And I think what we're seeing here is an example of the new Ali.
6 weeks ago, Ali had soaring stress levels, was not eating, exercising or sleeping properly, and her marriage with Dave was under threat of collapse. Her sleeping patterns have greatly improved, her stress levels have reduced, and her marriage to Dave is stronger than it has been for years. With some marked improvements on the way she lives her life, what do people feel her new predicted age will be?
Well, she got a predicted age of 65, and what with everything now, I reckon it will be 80s, late 80s.
I think Ali's new predicted age will be 90.
I think Ali will live to at least 85, if not longer.
I'd like to think I'd gained a couple of years just in the short time that I've been sticking with everything. I might be completely wrong, it might be a lot less, it might be 6 months, but it's 6 months and it's a start.
Ali's new life expectancy is about to be revealed.
Ali, 6 weeks ago, we predicted you were going to die at the age of 65. I'm glad to say, since then, you've changed a whole host of things that have improved your life expectancy. You started exercising and sleeping better, which has added back an additional 4 years to your life expectancy.
Reduced stress levels and a more positive outlook in life has given you back 3 years.
So, these, combined with some of the other things you've managed to do, mean that today we can give you your new life expectancy. Today, your new life expectancy is 79. Congratulations.
That more like it?
That's more like it. That's, yeah.
Is this the new Ali?
That is. It's work in progress as well.
Well done.
So how did she claim back the years? Ali's predicted life expectancy was 65. By reducing her stress levels, she has potentially gained back 3 years. With regular exercise and improved sleeping patterns, she has gained 4 years. With a regular healthy diet, another 4 years. Other improved lifestyle factors could give her another 3 years, making Ali's new predicted life expectancy 79.
That's a whole big difference, that.
Lovely.
You'll have to come and have a go on my cross trainer. Marvellous.
I think Ali was really pleased with that life expectancy. I think it was a real shock for her, actually. I don't think she realised that with just a few simple changes in your life, you can make such a great long-term change.
going through this today, from being told 65 years of age to 79, God, what a gem. It's fantastic.
It's work in progress, and there's lots of things that I need to work on, and isn't there? But that's over the moon.
I hope that over the next few years that her and Dave are going to put a life in progress that's going to allow her to have a long, happy life together with the kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you change the way you live your life if you knew the day you were going to die? Tonight, it's 40-year-old Peter Bell's life that's going under the microscope. Workaholic Peter has all the trimmings that go with running a successful nightclub, the flash car and local celeb status in his hometown of St Albans. But his fiancée, Kay, a part-time model, is terrified that Peter could be working himself into an early grave.
What sort of state is he going to be in 5 years? Is he going to be an old man? What's going to be left for me?
And she's right to be concerned. In the UK, 5 million people feel that work stress is damaging their health. In Peter's case, it's potentially taking years off his life.
Can you just hold the line 1 second, Peter?
And with a diet of junk food late at night, soaring cholesterol levels and no exercise, the middle-age spread has begun.
I don't want to be a fat knacker, you know, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to die early.
Kay and Peter split last summer as a result of his working hours, but they've decided to give it one last try.
I've got to either put up with it the way it is or move on. I don't know.
If he doesn't regain control of his personal life, he could lose everything. In desperation, Kay's called in our experts, Dr. Adam Carey and life coach Patricia Mitchell, who will predict Peter's life expectancy. Our experts have just 6 weeks to show Peter and millions like him in the UK tips to add back the years for a healthier, longer life. It's the moment of reckoning for ageing nightclub manager Peter Bell. With the support of his fiancée and nominator, Kay, Peter's about to be given a reality check on his own mortality.
Yeah, I'm Peter Pan, I can live forever. I'm never going to grow up.
Peter's managed to tear himself away from work for long enough to find out his predicted life expectancy. But true to form, work is never far from his thoughts.
Hi mate, how you doing? Well, I've taken myself off the gallows after seeing the figures for Saturday. But you've got to make sure
Just proves that we're
2 months of your
hopefully
wages.
going to the right place.
That place is the Change the Day You Die clinic, where he'll meet Dr. Adam Carey, nutritionist to the England rugby team, and life coach Patricia Mitchell. Our 2 experts have already started work on Peter's case file.
And the reason why I found him so interesting is he's hit the big 4-0 and everything started to go wrong, and he can't work out why.
Cheers, Steve, bye.
He's locked himself up in that fantasy world of a club and he's living his life in there. We need to get him out of that.
Adam and Patricia will carry out scientific tests to determine the predicted day Peter may die. Kay waits in another room while Peter goes in to meet the experts.
Hi, Peter, come in, come and have a seat.
Hello.
Why have you come here today?
I know there's some things about me I want to change. A little bit too fat. If I could be more effective in how I approach my work and home life, it's going to be great for me. So, you know, I think I'm not too bad now, but certainly a few improvements can make me even more sharper. So.
Adam and Patricia show Peter a film about his life. Peter Bell is the manager of Batchwood Hall nightclub in Hertfordshire.
I describe this job as the next best thing as being a professional footballer.
But he puts in about 75 hours a week, nearly double the national average.
Towards the end of the week, I look at him and I think, you look old, you look tired and old and run down and not healthy.
All our family feel that, you know, he might eventually destroy himself, but we also know that this is his life and that's what he loves.
He started off 20 years ago. I think he still thinks he can do what he did then. I do know other managers that don't work the hours that he puts in.
He does work hard, sometimes probably a little bit too hard.
2 years ago, his GP prescribed medication for esophagitis, a throat condition caused by bad diet and stress. He was told to change his lifestyle, but Peter hasn't listened to the doctor's warnings.
Well, I try and be healthy, okay, because there are healthy kebabs and fish and chips and Chinese and curry.
And Kay has been waiting for him to set a wedding date for 6 years. So what are his priorities?
I should say it's her, and I want it to be her. I do, I love her very, very much, but I love my job.
It's quite harsh. Truthfully, deep down, knowing that you're not probably the most important thing.
Watching that, how did that make you feel?
I was, first of all, seeing that, I was glad the club was busy, so, yeah.
You really are work orientated, aren't you?
Well,
because for you to be sitting down and your first thought is the club's
busy. And what about Kay crying on national television?
Yeah, Kay isn't work orientated like I am and I am. I only know one way. I only know to be successful by being one way. I know I can be better. I know I can manage things a lot easier, but that's what I know.
You've been engaged for how long?
About 5.5, between 5.5 and 6 years. There has been issues in our personal life because of the way things are. Maybe I've gone into
You separated earlier this year. Why was that?
Kay wanted some massive changes with how I approach my work.
Unreasonably massive?
Well, I obviously thought unreasonable.
When you saw your GP and your GP suggested you needed to change your lifestyle, you weren't very successful at it then, were you?
I hate going to the doctors.
Answer the question. When you saw your GP because you were unwell, she asked you to make some changes. How well did you do with the changes?
Well, I didn't make the changes. I don't feel they look at I don't feel people look at you as an individual. This was my job. This is what I do. Make me better.
This is my job. This is what we do. Yeah. Why should I believe that you're prepared to change?
I don't want to see things like that on TV again. I don't want to see my fiancé in tears. I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be grey-haired, I don't want to be working myself in a grave, I don't want to be trying to run around a nightclub when I'm 65 years of age.
Got a beautiful car, beautiful job, potentially a beautiful wife, and I think that they could all evaporate. I think you could become very unwell as a consequence of your beautiful job, and not because it's a bad job, it's because of the way you have decided to do it.
We are not suggesting that your passion for your work is wrong by any stretch of the imagination. What we are saying is that with a little bit of adjustment here and a little bit of adjustment there, you can recalibrate your life in a way that not only brings you a lot more joy, it brings the people around you a lot more joy, and in time it will actually even give you back years in your life.
Peter, I think now we need to go and do some basic medical investigations to assess really how well or unwell you actually are. Okay, come with us. Stomach straight.
Adam has to put Peter through a series of comprehensive medical tests to measure his heart rate, blood pressure and body fat.
So you're 31.2%.
At 5'9" and 14 stone 6, his body mass index, the measurement of body fat, reveals that he is technically obese. And his cholesterol levels are high at 7.4, when the healthy norm is 5 or below. The tests factor in every aspect of Peter's lifestyle. Having a negative outlook could cut 2 years off his life. Even not flossing regularly to reduce risk of gum disease can lose you years. In fact, research indicates that gum disease makes you 72% more likely to suffer from heart disease. Peter's life expectancy will be predicted using software developed by leading US medical scientist Dr. Thomas Perls, who studied people who lived to 100. For Kay, the wait allows time to contemplate what her life will be like if Peter doesn't change.
What does that mean? Does that mean I carry on and make myself unhappy for the rest of my life because I love him and I want to be with him? Or does it mean that, we have to go our separate ways?
The data has been compiled and it's time for 40-year-old Peter's results.
What I'd like you to do with the card in front of you is to write down on there the age to which you'd like to live and turn the card over so I can't see it. On this card, I'm going to write down the age that you're currently predicted to die. Peter, would you like to slide your card across the table, please? So you'd like to live until you're 99 years?
Plus, yep.
Plus.
What are you going to do with those 34 years or so of retirement?
Enjoy my family, have some great memories.
So you see yourself having a family, getting married?
I'd like to have a big family. Carey always says she wants 4 kids.
Imagine grandchildren and...
Yeah, great. You know, I think I'll be a great granddad.
Go on, Peter, turn the card over. The predicted day you're going to die is the 15th of August 2029.
Best we get started then.
So you want the fairy tale, and at the moment you haven't got a hope in hell of getting there.
Well, don't say.
I think you probably need to go and talk to Kay, because I think she's likely to be as devastated as you about that information.
Okay.
Off you go.
So where could have all those years gone? A healthy male can expect to live until 85, so from there we count down. Long working hours, stress and lack of exercise took off a predicted 5 years. And not getting the recommended 8 hours of sleep a night can be detrimental to your health. Lifestyle factors including his rocky relationship with Kay accounts for a possible 3 years. But it's your gene pool that has the biggest impact. If your grandparents lived into their 80s, you increase the chances of living longer. Second-hand smoke and drinking could account for a further 4 years. Medical test results including high cholesterol potentially took off another 4 years. And regular medical checkups can make all the difference to your longevity. Finally, for Peter, a poor diet of junk food cost him a major 5 years from his predicted life expectancy.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
Right. You kidding?
No. I said 99.
So you won't even retire?
Like all 40-year-olds, Peter's metabolic rate will be on the decline. If he doesn't start exercising, he's likely to be morbidly obese by the time he's 45.
Peter's obviously a workaholic, but it's costing him 2 years of his life. If he doesn't change, he's going to self-destruct.
There's obviously more to this case than just losing weight and getting fit. If Peter can't find out what makes him happy outside of work, he's never going to change his lifestyle, let alone his life expectancy.
He gives work 150%, but he's deluded if he doesn't think there's a price to pay. It could cost him the love of his life, Kay.
After the break, Peter's diet will be put under the spotlight.
Yeah, last. I don't want to be a fat knacker. I don't want to die early.
And the experts divulge more trade secrets on how to gain back the years.
Come on, Peter.
But their advice proves hard to take.
He must be on drugs, that geezer. If you think I'm going to walk around all day looking like a right plum.
Peter Bell is a stressed-out workaholic whose junk food diet has his cholesterol rocketing and his waistline bulging. And fiancé Kay is way down on his priorities because he puts his job first. He wants to live to 99, but due to his excessive lifestyle, he's just been told he could die at 64. When your life has spiralled out of control and you might die 35 years before you want to, action needs to be taken. It's day one and already a bad start. Peter skipped breakfast before heading straight to work.
I sat there last night thinking today would be the first day I walk to work. And it was pissing me rain, so I thought tomorrow would be the first day I walk to work.
Peter is used to being lord of his manor and seems to have found Adam's criticism hard to swallow.
I'm not a fool. No one likes to be told things, but you know, you do know. Maybe I had put my job before everything else, but I didn't know I was going to find the girl, get engaged and everything else. You know, I just chose to put a lot of effort into working and trying to be good at my job, you know. I do feel they made me out to be a bit of a numpty.
He runs a 1,300 capacity nightclub situated in a converted mansion set in the Hertfordshire countryside.
Karen speaking.
Karen's Peter Bell at Batchard Hall.
As well as working nights at the club, he usually does a full day in the office upstairs, putting in at least a 14-hour day.
Just a quickie, really. Obviously, next week the law changes. Can you just hold the line 1 second, please? I'm on the other line. I feel that there's not going to be no further issues than this weekend coming than there are the following weekend. OK, thank you. Bye. £1,400 she wants to charge me, this stupid f***ing cow.
Peter's diet of takeaways and late-night snacks is potentially taking 5 years off his life. This means it's the first area that Dr. Adam Carey wants to tackle.
On the table we have in front of you is sort of a combination of some of the typical foods that you might have in a week, complete with kebab. Now, I told you last week that your cholesterol is 7.4. If we are not able to bring your cholesterol down below 5, you're going to require medication for the rest of your life.
To give Peter an idea of the amount of saturated fat that he consumes in 1 week, Adam has converted it into the form of hamburgers.
Get lost. That's never.
That's 28 burgers.
Now, I want to bring in the fat content that's associated with your takeaway meals and the other junk food that you like to eat.
Get lost. That's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
That's
about
ridiculous.
You don't believe it because you don't want to believe it.
That's 68 burgers.
You're telling me what I'm eating is the equivalent to them 3 plates there?
Of fat.
I can't believe it. They stink as well.
You consume more than twice the recommended amount of saturated fat, and that's the bad fat. That's the fat that's going to kill you. And I know it's like that, Peter, because your cholesterol's through the roof. You need medication. And if you can't get a grip of this, some would say you need medication for up here as well.
I don't really.
What's in your drawer at work?
A couple of bars of chocolate.
How many
I
bars of
told
chocolate,
you.
Peter?
2 bars of chocolate.
What did you buy for Kay yesterday?
I bought her a walnut whip.
Does Kay eat walnut whips?
No,
No.
It's a new start. It's a
And
new
there's
thing
one
of
gone from the
chocolate.
packet.
Did you eat that, Kay?
No.
Is that a treat fairy eating these things, is it?
Listen, I'm not saying that you're not right.
So are you going to do something about this?
Yes, I'm going to do something because this is
So I'm
disgusting.
going to charge you today to do something about this.
This
Are you
is
gonna be able to do
disgusting.
this?
Yes, I am.
Adam wants Peter to cut out the burgers, the chocolates and the sweets. With his soaring cholesterol levels, switching to a healthier diet is way overdue. Adam wants him to eat 3 meals a day, including breakfast. Portion size is key. A serving of protein should be no larger than the size of the palm of your hand. And he needs to cut out man-made fats, which are raising his cholesterol and contributing to his expanding waistline. After 40, your metabolism slows down. So even if your diet and exercise stay the same, research suggests that you can put on 8 to 9 pounds a year. To reveal the reality, Adam's got a trick up his sleeve.
I challenged you to wear that fat suit for the rest of the day so you get to feel what it's going to be like in 2 years' time unless you can sort your life out. You need to start to feel. You've been walking around like this. Your cholesterol's through the roof. You can't see the cholesterol. You can't feel the gun, right? You can feel this. That's going to remind you all day of what it's like to get bigger. Can you do it?
No, I can't.
1 day.
At 5'9" and 14 stone 6, the 1 stone fat suit isn't such a fantasy. Peter could pile that on in a matter of years.
You'll be surprised when you put it on, most of your friends probably wouldn't notice. The only person who's going to notice is you. And that's the whole point. I think it's worth a day. One day.
Okay.
Good. I'll leave you to get dressed.
When Adam leaves, Peter has second thoughts about his new look.
Peter, you can't pick
I'm
out
not wearing
which
it.
bit.
I'm not. That's
Do you
not
want
okay.
to talk to me or not? Do you want to hear what I've got to say? Clearly not. I wouldn't want to wear it, but to understand why Adam's wanting him to wear this and what the results and the effect, if he doesn't change his life, will be, is that, then that's what he's got to do.
Right, do you want to try it on then? I ain't wearing it to work. I can tell that for all the tea in China. Someone put £1 million there. not to embarrass myself when I go to work. You wouldn't work, would you?
Don't ask me about it. You've not given me the opportunity to speak to you
Well, so yes,
and to
I'm
actually
okay,
converse about this. So it's all your programme. I'm not telling you to do anything.
Reluctantly, Peter agrees to try the suit on for size.
Great, I'm really pleased. It's going to look really funny. I'll go to work and try and manage a £3 million nightclub looking like a Is this my outfit as well? I'll stay on the front door, lose my job. Great. How on earth can you feel that is going to be unnoticeable at work for me?
Well, obviously it's not going to be unnoticeable.
I can't even move my arms. You'd have to help me with this on. Is this the whole point, is it? Is this what you'll be like? So I'm not meant to wear it to work then?
I don't know
Well, no,
what he said
because
to you.
you seem to be an expert all of a sudden, Kay.
Don't be get nasty
Well, I'm
with
just
me.
saying, aren't I?
I'm just here to support you. Don't get nasty with me.
So, because I'd have big weights hanging out my arse if I was this fat, wouldn't I?
It's the weight equivalent, isn't it?
This obviously isn't meant to be worn to work. There's no way. He must be on drugs, that geezer. I take on board that I'll never eat chocolate or white bread again, but if you think I'm going to walk around in suit like this all day, looking like a right plum.
Wound up by Adam's visit, Peter retreats to the safety of his club, leaving a determined Kay with the treat cupboard.
God, it's really quite disgusting, isn't it? I think I've realised quite how important this is and what a really, really good opportunity we've been given. Because, you know, not everybody has an expert on hand that you can pick their brains and say, what about this? And talk to somebody that can re-educate you. I feel like he's resisting against it a bit. Little box of celebrations. It's hid behind the cereal.
Peter's having problems with his home life, but nightlife at the club is one big party. Tonight, Peter's hosting Miss Great Britain, the St Albans Heat.
You can't come in with that as ID. We'll have a quick eat in the VIP. I don't want to say what Adam's had to say with the fat suits worked, because I'm still angry about that, and I will say to him on Monday, if he starts getting all cocky about it, I will say to him, I've got no qualms in being, and he said to me, you're a bit quiet. But at the end of the day, you know, I will cut my nose off to spite my face. I will turn around and go, right, I'm going to do this and I'll show you. And I suppose that's the attitude I'm taking.
Despite his protests, Peter has tried to make an effort with his diet.
I had a slice of pizza which was horrible, and a load of lettuce, carrots and stuff. It was horrible. John, the assistant manager here, got up and he went and got chocolate cake with cream. Oh, I was distraught. Hello. Hello. I don't want to be a fat knacker, you know, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to die early.
Having addressed his diet, Adam is now forcing Peter into some real exercise, which he hopes will start a lifelong commitment to adding back the years to his life expectancy.
I've got a little somebody here who might just work as a combination of a sparring partner, training partner, motivator, a little bit of help for when I'm not here.
It's Peter's head doorman Joe who's come to help his boss.
You're fired.
Now, someone told me he was fairly handy.
Joe is a champion cage fighter and qualified boxer-sized trainer.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to actually stick you in the ring together.
Good.
But what we are going to do is some of the training. The reason why boxer-size is such good training is that you burn more than 600 calories an hour. So compared to something like tennis, which is like about 540, or for most people swimming, which is about 340, it's a really good exercise.
Boxer-size involves all the training around boxing, including skipping and sit-ups.
It's hard, I find that really hard.
I'd expect to see sets of 50 for each of these exercises when you're fit.
It also involves throwing punches. But it does not involve any sparring with an opponent.
Don't slap him, he's not a girl.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 4. Don't keep your hands up. Come on. 4. Go.
You're going to fucking so pay for this, mate.
That's the 10. Go. Come on,
Peter.
10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. Come on. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here, go.
Given that Peter's no regular at the gym,
Come on.
it's no wonder that after just 3 minutes, he's exhausted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and breathe.
Adam tells Peter he should start to leave his car at home and walk to work. Walking is a great form of exercise and it's an effective de-stressor. Also, Peter should skip once a day for 10 minutes on top of his training with Joe. 10 minutes of skipping can burn the equivalent amount of calories as a 1-mile walk. Peter's rocky relationship is a major cause of stress and it's potentially taking a year off his life expectancy. He's now started having healthier meals and sitting down with Kay in the evenings, but familiar disagreements rear up again.
People have said that they think that I'm not trying to be at work so much because I'm getting a hard time off you.
What? Because you're all of a sudden maybe seeing the light?
No, it's not about seeing. No, it's not about seeing the light. And maybe it's me interpreting what people are saying with the fact that then we had a drop of business at the weekend.
Then I'll tell you why. Because they know you give blood and guts and everything you've got to that business, and they know that you've sacrificed everything in your life, not just me, everything in your life for that. And maybe now they're thinking, oh, is he going to start pulling back and actually behaving like some of the other general managers? Which isn't in a bad way, but they're actually got some kind of balance in their life. They're not living, breathing and eating the place.
It may well be, Kay, but if you just can't all of a sudden make that change.
I'm never going to stop moaning at you if you keep working.
I get in the bath.
But life isn't all about work, and Patricia Mitchell is going to use a technique to make Peter face that fact.
I know in your retirement years you've said that you would like to walk with your grandchildren, have nice long walks with Kay. However, in order to do that, you have to be healthy.
To make her point, Patricia wants Kay to write 2 obituaries for Peter. One to 99 years old, the age Peter wants to live to, the other to 64, the age the experts predict he will die.
What would you like to be remembered for, Peter?
Being a loving, caring person, good partner, good father. Loved by all, I suppose.
You didn't mention anything about work in there once, which is a real step ahead for you.
Ooh.
How are you feeling?
I think that was the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life.
I'm going to ask you now to read it out. I'd like you to start with the obituary for Peter from the predicted age.
Peter James Bell died aged 64. Successful and dedicated to his career, Peter sadly died alone after a long suffering illness. He led a busy and professionally committed life. Sadly, he never married or had a family.
Don't know what to say, really. So Kay's very upset.
Do you feel okay about reading the other one?
Peter James Bell died aged 99. A loving husband, father and grandfather, sadly died in his sleep, surrounded by his family as he was in his life. Always loved and never forgotten.
Which was the easier one to hear?
I don't think neither were easy to hear. Obviously, from what I've said about where I think I should be, then the second one.
I want to see you with the second one coming true from the point of view of leaving behind exactly the legacy that you want to, which is a wonderful family life with Kay, children and grandchildren.
It was horrible.
After that wake-up call, is Peter realising that his lifestyle is sending him to an early grave. He's found time for skipping every day, but hasn't been to boxercise once since Adam took him.
Got to 50. Early on. was a lot harder than I thought. Oh, I've got to stop there.
So how's the training schedule going with Joe?
He can't make Monday, I can't make Tuesday, okay, because I'm away. We've talked about maybe Wednesday, but I think only because we're going shopping in Milton Keynes.
It's the start of week 3 of Peter's quest to change the day he dies, and time for the first weigh-in.
I'm kind of thinking, do I do it now, or will I be gutted for the rest of the day if I've only lost like a pound, or what if I put on weight? On the reveal day, my weight was 14 stone 8 pounds. So that's 5 pounds in 2 weeks. Oh, well, I'm happy. It's in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction.
Back at the clinic, Patricia's got an idea how to gain back the years.
Like many of us, Peter seems resistant to change. So I'm setting him the challenge of dance classes with Kay, and in 4 weeks' time, I want him to perform in front of friends and family.
This will help him relax and be a bit of quality time with Kay, and will hopefully gain him back 5 years to his life expectancy.
Come in.
They're giving Surrock dancing a go, a fusion of modern jive and salsa. After a difficult first session, Peter decides that he and Kay may need some private tuition and go in search of a teacher.
Dancing is supposed to be sensual, so just give it a little bit of...
Right, okay.
Dancing is great exercise and it reduces your blood pressure and stress levels. Just an hour of Surrock dancing burns off nearly 500 calories. If you're not one for dancing, similar high-calorie burners are brisk walking at 530 calories an hour and 600 for boxercise.
Step forward, keep going.
You look a little bit mechanical.
Yeah.
If you can just get that little...
Bit of rhythm.
Relax, just relax.
Just relax. But, and also be firm. You know, if you've got a show out, it doesn't matter how firm you are with that step back. It's strength. You have to
be stronger with me.
You have to give it some welly. Right. But what you...
She needs to let me do it and be the man.
No.
Inspired, Peter can't wait to practice.
And then do that bit. That's much stronger.
Peter and Kay seem to be getting on better, but will it be plain sailing from here on in? After the break, Peter's lack of enthusiasm rattles the experts.
You're a lazy ass.
So steps are taken to make him walk to work. And there's even more top tips from the experts to attempt to gain him back the years.
So you put in and I'll put in, right? But that's the deal.
Peter was staring down the barrel of a gun loaded with cholesterol.
You've been walking around like this.
Like most of us, he prefers an extra half hour in bed than a workout. And giving 150% at work means fiancé Kay always comes second.
We'll have a quickie in the VIP. Mwah.
Even though he's been given a predicted age of death at 64, 35 years earlier than he'd hoped, Peter's still resisting change.
If you think I'm going to walk around in suit like this all day.
With just 2 weeks to go before he's given his new predicted life expectancy, will the experts be able to add back the years? It's the beginning of week 4. Peter needs help and Adam is determined to get him to start pulling out all the stops.
We went and did boxercise with Joe. How many times have you been back with him?
We haven't yet.
You haven't been back with him in a whole week?
Tonight's the first time.
You're a lazy ass.
If we'd have started this in a different time, I think I would have got into the discipline where training would become quite a little bit easier.
How about walking to work?
I haven't walked to work yet, no.
Not once?
No.
No? Why?
For lots of different reasons.
So, although walking to work seems almost like a puerile little thing, you know? But I think it's exactly that. It's a start, and you have to start somewhere.
As the discussion continues, Adam's taking steps to ensure that Peter begins his exercise regime and looks at his priorities.
He's had a whole week to go to the gym and to meet Joe and exercise, and he hasn't done it. And that's not because he sat on the sofa, you know, on his arse. That's not for that reason. Why is it? Because he's at work.
You are going to become unwell unless you get control of this. I don't believe you have the foundations of taking control of it yet, because I do believe that Kay's got a point. Because in the last week, you've clearly demonstrated to me that all the other things, despite whatever you say about how busy it is, are more important than looking after yourself, your health first, and then looking after your relationship. Right? Those things have taken a really big backseat. And in your health this week, the one thing I asked you to do was to go and do some training, and you've not been able to find the time. So, all the best intentions in the world, it didn't deliver. So Peter, arranged to have the car clamped this morning to avoid any temptation of getting into your beloved vehicle and driving to work, to ensure that we did actually get out the door and walk.
Okay.
Peter seems to have surrendered to Adam and is led easily on the short walk to the club.
Walking like this, besides the exercise that it's giving you, is also stress reduction. And you've already said that your job is high stress. Some stress is really great for you. Complete lack of stress in people's life demotivates them and is not fantastically good. They're very unproductive. But too much stress is something that's likely to cause illness. Now, 70% of people who go to the GP have stress-related illnesses. Is this it?
This is the club, this is Blatchford Hall.
This is Blatchford Hall, and it's taken us precisely...
about 10 minutes.
Well, about 8 minutes.
It's not even a time issue. It's walking across the golf course issue.
Well, you're absolutely filthy. Look at you. You know, you couldn't possibly see anybody like that now.
I wouldn't walk a £500 suit over a bloody golf course. No, you're right.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't.
So you'd rather...
I've got a hole in my boot.
Well, if you've got a £500 suit, why don't you get yourself a decent pair of boots? But what I'm saying is that was a fantastic walk. I mean, it was really lovely. Right. It's a beautiful day. It's nice scenery. You've got some exercise, and it took about 5 minutes. It took about 5 minutes, Peter.
5 minutes, Adam, I know.
Show me the club.
Adam uses a tour of the club as an excuse for a man-to-man chat with Peter.
My office is right at the very top.
Come on, let's roll up and have a look.
There are excuses, reasons, whatever. I said it's getting the disciplining process.
I'm not interested in excuses. I don't care about excuses. I don't care about this. I want to see it, right? And I want to hear about solutions. How am I going to tackle that? What am I going to do about this? You have not asked me bugger all in the last 4 weeks. I haven't had one phone call. You've got my mobile telephone number. You haven't done all the things I've asked. You haven't asked me one thing. How much do you want to do this? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm looking at what you do, not what you say.
Things like making time to go to the gym or finishing work an hour early or going in an hour later, he hasn't done because he can't manage that. Changing his diet he can do because he can do that at home. Skipping for 10 minutes he can do that at home. He hasn't made any real changes.
I'm angry and frustrated, not because you're having a whinge and moan to me, because I ain't going to see you much ever again after in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Maybe, right? I'm angry because I do want to do it.
Firstly, you've only got 1 week left.
Yeah.
1 week to start to get it right. Secondly, when the filming is finished, I'm not going anywhere. You've still got my mobile phone number, right? I've been looking after you, and I'm not going to just say, forget it, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm still there, I'll still go through this process with you, but I will only do that if you start putting your best foot forward. If you can't even find half an hour to go for a bloody walk, why should I spend my time looking after you after this process is finished? Tell me why I should do that.
No, well, you shouldn't.
Right? So you put in and I'll put in, right? But that's the deal. It's got to be two-way traffic. You've got to make more of an effort in some of the basic little things that we've talked about doing. Because if you don't, that's all it is. And nothing will happen. Yeah?
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Let's walk home.
Finally, Adam seems to be reaching Peter.
It's been a real strange day. Sometimes it's like watching a film. You know, perhaps I look back on this whole process and feel, well, yeah, you know, God, what a plonker, or what are this, or what are that. So yeah, the whole process is starting to make sense a bit.
It looks like Peter's finally seen the light. It's time for the excuses to stop and the action to begin. A new, healthier Peter is beginning to emerge. With just 1 week to go before Peter and Kay's final challenge of dancing in front of their friends and family, they're practicing most nights. It's time again for Peter to find out how much his skipping, dancing and healthy diet has paid off.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. It's definitely saying 14 stone and a pound, which is very disappointing. So maybe if I'd have done a bit more training maybe and not gone out and got lashed on Wednesday, it might have been better. I can't say when I eat this that I'm enamoured all the time about looking forward to having porridge. See this? No fat, honey.
It's been 6 weeks since Peter was predicted to die aged 64. It hasn't been an easy road. His resolve has been tested, as has Kay's patience.
You seem to be an expert all of a sudden, Kay.
Somehow, through the pain and the constant coaxing,
You put in and I'll put in.
Peter has made some changes. But will they be enough to get him anywhere near the 99 years he wants to live to? The answers lie with the experts.
He's not made as many changes as I would have hoped for, but at least he hasn't ignored all our advice.
And he started spending more time with Kay, so a stable relationship for him in the future is far more hopeful now.
His diet has actually improved. He's cut out the sugary snacks, and any exercise is better than none.
Finally, the day has come for Peter to find out how many years he's put back on the clock. But first, there's a dance routine to perform, and they manage to squeeze in a quick last-minute rehearsal.
I'm not feeling nervous. I want to do well.
I don't know if I'm more nervous doing it in front of friends and family or knowing that it's going to be on TV. Yeah, but I'm feeling quite nervous, but there's nothing we can do now. We just go out and have fun, that's it.
If we cock it up, everybody laughs, and I think one of the things we said earlier on, they won't know if we make a mistake because they just won't know the moves.
Peter's journey has been about reassessing his priorities from his work life through to his personal life. Central to this has been his relationship with Kay, so it seems more than appropriate that he's learnt a dance routine with Kay that he'll be performing in front of his staff, friends and family.
But has all the practice been worth it? We're about to find out.
St Albans' very own Fred and Ginger, the wonderful Peter and Kay.
Had to be you. It had to be you.
At the beginning of this process, Peter was very resistant to any form of exercise, so I'm delighted he's followed through with the dancing.
Could make me be true. Could make me be blue. Or even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you.
So after that, do his friends and family think he's increased his life expectancy?
I think he'll live till 85. Yeah, anything else is a bonus.
I hope he makes it to 84 now.
I think he'll live to 72.
I've got to tell you, I don't know what you thought, Joe, but I think that the young man makes a better dancer than a boxer. Now, 6 weeks ago when you started this process off, we estimated your life expectancy to only be 64. You've made a number of changes over that time. The work, well, that's not changed very much, so there's still a few steps you can make there. But you're on a journey, you started taking the first steps, and we are sure that you're going to get there in the end. Now, we need to reveal your current new life expectancy. With a little hand from Joe. You wanted 99. You've got 72, which is a really big improvement from the 64. What I can tell you is that to sustain 72, you've got to continue doing the things you've done up to now. So it's continuing with your diet, continuing dancing, walking to work. However, if you're able to add in the other things we've talked about, like looking at your job, like looking at managing the hours, like formal exercise, you can probably add another 10 years to this.
So how did he claim back those years? Peter's initial life expectancy prediction was 64, so counting up from there. A better relationship with Kay, small changes to his work life, and doing a little more exercise could account for nearly 2 years. His new diet of eating less red meat, cutting out the junk food, and losing weight have added a potential 3 years to his life. Medical improvements like reducing his cholesterol and blood pressure could add nearly 3 years, bringing his predicted life expectancy to 72.
This is definitely work in progress. He's got a long way to go, but I think from the reaction on his face tonight, you could tell he knows that as well.
I don't even think the age. I think the age isn't the most. I think it's what we've learned through the process.
They look a couple in love, and I hope it stays there, and I hope that this year maybe we might be hearing wedding plans. I hope so.
We're on the right track. It's like we're on the road, so we can only sort of improve it again.
He's at the start of a journey, but his building blocks are well in place, and I wish him the best of luck for the future.
You're the one I want to be with, so we've got to work hard at it, haven't we? Yeah. So thank you for being there.
Would you change the way you live your life if you knew the day you were going to die? Tonight, 19.5 stone single mother Ros Cudmore's life goes under the microscope. Comfort eating, zero exercise and smoking makes this young woman's health a recipe for disaster.
I'm 28, I'm classed as obesely overweight. I am killing myself through smoking, and I know that if I don't stop it now, I won't be a grandmother.
Once slim and proud of her looks, boyfriend Simon is more than aware of her insatiable appetite.
She's one of these people who lives in the biscuit cupboard.
Last year, Ros was about to marry Simon, but after a dress fitting weeks before the day, she cancelled.
I saw these big, flabby arms shoved over the top of a very pretty white dress.
And she's not alone. Every day, over 1,000 Brits become clinically obese, increasing their risk of heart disease by over 40%. Best friend and nominator Isla feels action has to be taken before it's too late.
If I lost Ros, I'd be absolutely devastated. It would be like losing a member of the family.
And son Ollie wants change more than anyone.
I don't want my mum to die of a young age.
In answer to Ollie's pleas, Isla has called in the Change the Day You Die experts to stop Ros's path to self-destruction. But the experts have just 6 weeks to show Ros and millions like her in the UK the trade secrets to add back on the years for a healthier and longer life. It's reckoning day for 28-year-old Ros. She and best friend Isla are about to find out how many years her overeating, smoking and lack of exercise may have taken off her life.
My initial thoughts when I woke up this morning is, what on earth have I done? But now that I'm here, I'm looking forward to it now.
They're on their way to the Change the Day You Die clinic, where Dr. Carey, nutritionist to the England rugby team, and life coach Patricia will calculate her life expectancy. Of the hundreds of cases they've considered, the appeal of Ros's is to try to find out exactly why this young woman could give up on herself so completely.
Patricia, today we've got Ros. She's a 28-year-old mother from Norwich.
She really is in a situation where she could turn things around in her life so beautifully. It's just a question of working out how. But I think we need to know more about this lady, Ros.
Absolutely.
Ros used to be a glamorous size 14, but has ballooned to a size 24. Now weighing in at 19 stone 6 pounds, she's twice the size she should be. It's obvious that her health is in crisis.
I think now is the realisation that it's not all going to be all right unless she changes something about her lifestyle.
And 9-year-old son Ollie knows all mum's secrets.
If you come into our house and go in the fridge, you'll see that there's lots of healthy things. If you lift all the healthy things out from there, you will now find some chocolates.
As well as her chocolate addiction and spiralling comfort eating, Ros smokes more than 20 a day.
Very good.
Putting her and Ollie's health at risk.
I've seen lots and lots of adverts on the TV that are saying stop smoking, if not you'll die of a young age.
Ros works as a truancy officer for schools. Colleague Lisa is shocked by her current appearance.
I've just seen a picture of her when she was 22 and she's stunning. And I look at her now and I think she has aged a lot. And I'm 50. It hurts me to think what she's going to be like when she gets to 50.
With a family history of heart attacks and strokes, the future doesn't look good.
Losing her would just... I just don't really want to think about it, to be honest.
If she was to lose some weight, she'd probably be the prettiest girl in Britain.
This is very typical of people that can logically understand what the problem is, but motivating her into action is a completely different matter.
I think we should meet her.
Absolutely.
Hi, Ros.
Hi.
Do you come in? Come and have a seat. Why don't we kick off by you telling us why you've come here today?
I think it's got to the point now where my health is affected, emotionally, it's just totally out of balance. I need to get it all back on track and sorted out.
How uncomfortable do you feel being so overweight?
I hate it to the fact of, I'd love to sit like how you are. I would, I'd love to be able to cross my knees and be a lady, and I can't.
You currently look many years older than your age. You looked closer to your work colleague than you did to your best friend in age. Just viewing the film there, I thought your best friend could have been your daughter. So there's a huge effect that's having on your body. You know that. In fact, your son knows all those things. So if you all know all of that, why can't you do anything about it?
I don't know, I tried thinking about this last week, thinking, you know, I do know I'm not stupid. And I can do it if I wanted to do it, so why aren't I doing it?
I think your smoking is harming your son. How many more days do you want to harm your son? You prepared to give up today, or is it tomorrow?
Today.
Sorry?
Today.
You're prepared to give up today?
Yeah.
Okay. Ros, before we can go any further, what we need to do now is some basic investigations just to assess your current state of health. So, if you'd like to come with me, we're just going to pop next door and start those.
To calculate Ros's predicted life expectancy, Adam needs to run several medical tests in the Change the Day You Die laboratory. The tests include blood toxicity, heart performance, and body tissue fat excess. After weighing and measuring Ros, Adam can work out her body mass index, or BMI. This is the scale of which obesity is measured. Someone with a BMI of between 25 and 30 is considered to be overweight.
Your body mass index is 40. You're not clinically obese. You're what we call morbidly obese.
With a body mass index over 40, Ros is almost 100 pounds overweight. With time, she can expect various problems, including heart disease and blood clotting in the legs and lungs. The experts use an exclusive calculator developed by leading American medical scientist Dr. Thomas Perls, who studied people who lived to 100. As well as physical tests, they also input the results of a comprehensive lifestyle questionnaire, gauging Ros's family medical history through to how she copes with stress. Even subtle dietary details make a difference. For instance, overeating red meat can increase the risk of colon cancer and rheumatoid arthritis. It all goes towards working out the predicted day Ros may die. Isla's on tender hooks as she waits for news about her friend.
The thought that it's happening right now is really quite intense.
For 28-year-old Ros, it's time for the results.
Hi Ros, come in and have a seat.
Okay.
What I'd like you to do now is to take the card in front of you and write on there the age to which you'd like to live, and turn that card face down on the table, please.
Okay.
On this card, Ros, I'm going to write down the age that you're currently predicted to die at. Ros, would you slide your card across the table out, please? Thank you very much. And we'll leave that one in front of you. So, you'd like to live until you're 90 years old. In a second, I'm going to ask you to turn that card over to predict the day that you're going to die. Ros, turn the card over, please.
Same age my grandmother died.
Ros, you're predicted to die in 37 years' time, not in 62 years' time. How do you feel about that?
Let's start losing this weight, because I'm not going to die at that. I'll die at that, plus a bit more.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah, because it's been something that's been in my head for years that I've been too scared to do.
You've been scared to do?
It's the second time you've said that. What are you scared of? Come on, Ros, tell me, what are you scared of? If you can't start to face your demons now, when are you going to do it? This is your moment, your chance. What are you scared of?
Stupid as it sounds, I'm supposed to be in control. Because I'll be in control.
You're very much in control at the moment. You're in control of everything that you put in your mouth. Every biscuit you put in your mouth, you're in control of. Every cigarette you put in your mouth and you light up, you are in control of. So what is the difference between that control and the control that you're talking of, which is far more positive? Why be scared of a positive control change?
We don't believe you, Ros. You're not telling us something. Now, I know this is difficult. I know this is really hard, but you've got two people here for the next period of time who really want to help you. But you know that old phrase, you can take a horse to water?
Can't know how to make it drink.
I think you should take that card and go and see your nominator, sit down and have a chat.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Okay.
So where did all those years go? An average healthy woman in the UK can expect to live to 89. So from there, a family history of illnesses such as diabetes and cancer take off a potential 4 years. With a body mass that consists of over 50% fat, Ros's obesity could take off another 3 years. A tendency to worry and retain stress takes off another possible 4 years. A lack of exercise and poor diet of sugary snacks, fat-laden ready meals and an addiction to chocolate could account for 6 years. And finally, smoking over 20 cigarettes a day takes off a further potential 7 years, leaving Ros with a predicted life expectancy of 65.
Hello. Do I need to sit down?
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Right.
65? Are you joking?
Yeah, that's what you say.
Oh my God. How old would Ollie be? Too young to lose his mum?
Too young to lose his mum.
So how do the experts plan to change the predicted day Ros may die?
Heart attacks and cancer running in her family are like looking into a crystal ball. If she doesn't change, they're her future.
Ros tends to suppress her emotions, which is adding to her stress levels. I'm going to try and get her to release some tension by finding an exercise that she can enjoy.
Ros is a junk food junkie, and it's an addiction that's taking 5 years off her life expectancy. Breaking the habit will be a top priority.
Coming up on Change the Day You Die, Ollie blows the whistle.
Oh, she keeps a really sneaky cigarette, does she?
Ros turns her back on Adam's advice.
Do whatever you want to do.
She finds an outlet for her pent-up emotions.
Do something. Ah! Well done.
But will the experts' life-prolonging secrets add back those years?
You want to carry on being fat? Fine, your choice.
19.5 stone Ros Cudmore from Norfolk has just been told her current predicted life expectancy is just 65, instead of the 90 years she was hoping for. Ros's comfort eating, body swerve on exercise and heavy smoking are likely to send her to an early grave.
If I don't stop it now, I won't be a grandmother.
She's made the first steps to change.
Prepared to give up today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still in her 20s, with a 9-year-old son to support, she has everything to live for. But can the experts add the years back to her life?
I've got a funny feeling that they don't actually think I can do it.
It's week 1, and Ros is already finding change hard to accept. Smoking alone has taken 7 potential years from her life, but she's been unable to give up so far.
He told me to stop the other day, yes he did. But I think considering everything that's going on, I think I've actually done well. I haven't done as well as what he wanted.
But Dr. Adam Carey is determined to get Ros to face the realities of her excessive lifestyle.
Obesity causes 30,000 deaths a year in the United Kingdom, while smoking is responsible for over 100,000. So as well as addressing Ros's diet, I'm also going to tackle her smoking.
But the first person Adam wants to speak to is her son, Ollie.
Would you be pleased if Mum lost the weight?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about the smoking? Would you be pleased if she stopped smoking?
Definitely.
Adam decides to enlist Ollie's help in uncovering his mother's hiding places.
Aha!
And look, she's even got another little secret stash under there.
A secret stash? Where's that? Oh, she keeps a really sneaky cigarette, does she?
Yeah, and that's it, I think.
That's like the emergency one, isn't it?
Oh, what's this? Wait. Under the chest, you got some more.
Packet of cigarettes. Well, what we want to do now is I want to take you inside and show you how to manage cancer sticks. Come on, young lady.
Together, Adam and Ollie go about destroying Ros's stash.
Superb. And the trick is, make sure they all sink like that. Have we got a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Now, are you happy or sad about this?
My initial reaction is £5 straight down the sink.
Listen, let me tell you, if you are spending your money on this, then you're spending your money directly to damage your own health.
Adam knows it's a hard habit to break, but you're up to 12 times more likely to develop lung cancer if you're a woman, 22 times if you're a man. So to get support, join forces with a friend or family member to help you stop for good. If you, like Ros, worry about putting on weight when you stop, if you're hungry, snack on dried fruit or crudités and hummus. If the pangs persist, use nicotine patches to get you through those moments of weakness. Now it's on to Ros's diet. Adam has prepared a chocolate pyramid to represent her weekly calorific intake.
This, Ros, is the amount of calories you consume out of fat and sugar every month. That's 100,000 calories. Of that, 30,000 of these calories, about a third of this pyramid of chocolate, is coming from the snacks that you eat. And most of those snacks are this chocolate.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot of chocolate. Every time you eat one of those, that fat just gets absorbed and stored straight away. Problems that the obesity cause are here. So, whether it's heart disease, heart failure, breast cancer, strokes, colon cancer, angina, endometriosis, gout, you go all the way down the list of all the problems that obesity causes. How does hearing that make you feel? Because it's really challenging so many things that you do every day.
I can't say down because it hasn't made me feel down, but
good.
It's just another step of motivation, really.
To help improve her diet, Adam wants to take Ros to a nearby farmer's market. But suddenly, something seems to have hit a raw nerve.
I'll be back in a minute. Do what everyone does.
There's something deeper going on here that we don't understand. We're just starting to see some of that now in a defiance that we've not seen before.
Ros might have stormed out, but Adam's determined to get her back on track.
Clearly it is a big deal to me, and I don't understand why shopping has caused her a problem, but it has, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
After a few minutes, Ros agrees to come back, bolstering her confidence with a cigarette.
I'm wound up. I may be fat, but I'm not greedy. And that made me look greedy. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that these representations are exaggerating what you do in real life? A pound of fat is 3,500 calories, right? Which is at least 500 calories a day, right? So to suggest that you're eating 3,000 calories a day as opposed to 2,500 calories a day is actually spot on. But that's what's there. The second thing that's a fact is that we talked about not smoking, and as soon as the going gets tough, as soon as you feel confronted, the first thing you've gone and done is had a cigarette.
Yeah.
So now I've got the real Ros.
Now you see my problem. Because the stuff I've had from you at the moment, up to now, has been, yes, I'll do that, yes, I'll do that, no, there's no problem here, there's no problem there. And I don't think that's true.
Ros, like many of us, finds the truth hard to take, but her obesity and smoking lost her 16 years from her life expectancy.
You want to carry on being a smoker? Fine, your choice. You want to carry on being fat? Fine, your choice. You came to us because you wanted to change those things. Exactly. You've got 6 weeks to change your life with the sort of support that we can offer you. That's a tiny amount of time. And sure, this is going to be horrible. Sure, it's going to be hard. That's fine if we can have a bit of honesty about it and get that up on the table and we know what we're dealing with, because then we can discuss it, then we can negotiate it, then we can work out the bits that you're finding hard.
Okay.
Is that a real deal?
That's sorted.
I think one of her biggest concerns is stopping smoking. She's been doing it for a long time and she smoked as a method of control. And I'm sure that she feels that stopping smoking, she's going to completely lose control.
The next day, Ros realises it's not just cigarettes that are ruling her life.
I think it touched a few nerves that I suppose I didn't want touched. And somebody found a weakness within me. And the weakness just happened to come out with realising food in itself is a problem, whereas I thought I was in control.
Like many people, Ros has found changing to a balanced diet difficult to accept. But to lose weight, she needs to. First, she has to cut out the cakes, biscuits and chocolate. Now, an ideal meal should consist of 1/3 protein, like chicken or fish, combined with 1/3 high-energy carbs, such as whole grain rice or root vegetables like potatoes and carrots, topped off with 1/3 above-the-ground vegetables like courgettes or salad. With a new insight into her comfort eating and a weekly weight loss target of 6 pounds, Ros heads down to the local farmer's market with Ollie. It's the first time she's shopped for fresh food in years.
Do you know what this is?
Apricots.
No, do you know what this is?
Berries.
It's an aubergine or an eggplant. Now this is what Dr. Adam wants me to eat. Okay, we'll get some bananas.
Mum, how many potatoes?
A bag full, please.
Would get one of her tooth cut. Teach you for that. What, I won't do that.
There is loads of stuff in here. Stuff I haven't actually ever seen before, let alone try to cook with. Thank you. Go then.
It's week 2. As a working single parent, worry and stress have stripped 4 years from her life expectancy. Today, Patricia wants to bring Ros's suppressed emotions to the surface.
When Ros feels stressed or upset, instead of facing her feelings, she buries them deep down inside and then reaches for the chocolate bar. In order for her to break this compulsive comfort eating, she needs to get to grips with her emotions in order to open the door to change in her life.
So she's brought Ros to a local kickboxing gym, a safe environment for her to let go.
I just want you to kick back at that as if it is the emotion that you're feeling, either the anger or the frustration.
So Patricia warms her up with the hand pads first.
You're ready to go on this one. Yeah. Just go for it.
And letting go can add back the years, as research indicates that holding on to stress and pent-up anger makes you more likely to develop heart disease. So this is a win-win situation for Ros.
Now the next time you do it, I want you to shout. Shout? I don't shout. Well, I want you to shout for me. Even if it's shouting at me to shut up. God, shout. You can shout. You're going to shout. I'm going to make you shout. It's coming out now. Do something. Ah! Well done. That was really good. And again. Ah! Out! Ah! Ah! And go for it. They're still standing. You look really good. How do you feel in terms of having, kicked something?
It does actually work, so I'll let you off. It does work.
Let's have a hug. Well done.
And there's an added bonus. Kickboxing is a fantastic workout. It's also stress-reducing exercise, which can burn off up to 800 calories per hour. Adam also wants Ros to visit the gym for an hour 3 times a week, using equipment like the cross trainer or exercise bike to burn off up to 500 calories per session. And to make sure she starts losing the weight, Adam recommends light exercise with Ollie, like bike rides and walking.
It's only 9:15 and I've been kickboxing tonight. It was absolutely bloody fantastic. It really, really was good. I had to get in the bath, not just because I've been sweating, but I ache. My legs ache, my ankles ache, my arms ache, but had a really, really good day. Really, really good day.
Ros really seemed to enjoy kicking and punching her aggression out, so I've set her the challenge of obtaining a white belt in kickboxing.
Over the following week, Ros seems to be getting to grips with the new diet. And Ollie's enjoying the new routine.
It's now just gone 6:30. My mum's all up and ready. We're now about to have a bike ride. My mum's been doing this for 4 days on a trot now, and I think that's really, really good. And only if she can keep this up, it'll be brilliant. Bye.
Oh. Hang on, Ollie.
All of a sudden, having regular daily exercise is such a fantastic thing for both Oliver and I found out a lot more about my little boy in just 20 minutes, 15 minutes, however long we're out for, than what I would during the course of the evening watching telly.
So she started exercising, but with Adam's next visit looming, will she be able to meet her 6-pound weight loss target? Later, best friend Isla comes round to find out.
What have you done about your eating then? Just cut down or cut stuff out or what?
Both, really. I had half a chocolate muffin today.
Had your chocolate fix. Yeah, take it steady to begin with, because otherwise you'll get to the end of like 2 weeks and you'll be absolutely shattered and hungry and just say, right, I'm not doing this anymore because I'm
going
hungry.
into hibernation.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
And she's still smoking.
Mum, what are you doing?
Having a cigarette.
Should you be having one?
No, I don't think I should be.
Or will you put it out, please?
Okay.
Hooray!
To make up for it, Ros decides to include Ollie in her white belt training. Being 7 stone overweight and not used to exertion, Ros finds it hard to keep up with the others. Despite not being a star pupil, Ros's boyfriend Simon is impressed with her progress.
I think Ros is definitely very keen to lose weight, and I've got a great amount of faith in her that she can carry on with it and keep going.
It's week 3 and time for Adam's second visit. With a weigh-in on the cards, Ros is calming her nerves.
I'm having a cigarette. I am. I don't know if it's the fear of Adam coming or if it's just me having a fag. So I must probably think it's just me having a fag. Morning.
Good morning, young lady. That's a great start to the day.
I know. Come on in.
What's going on?
I was just saying, I don't know if it's fear of you coming today or...
I better not come again. That's what you're going to do every time I come. I take it's the first cigarette you've had since I last left, eh?
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Failing to overcome her smoking demons is not the only thing not going to plan.
267.5.
Adam discovers Ros has only lost 1.5 pounds. That's 4.5 off her weekly target.
Because you didn't take enough protein.
Adam's prescription diet is normally a surefire winner. So why isn't Ros meeting her targets?
Tell me what you did with this.
I didn't do anything with that. That's why it's still here. I
What did you do with its friend?
I bought 2 of them and I cut it in half and I tasted it raw.
Right, now, do you normally eat your potatoes raw?
No.
Do you know what raw potato will do to you?
No.
Right, raw potato is poisonous.
That's great.
It's not fantastically easy to digest, and it
No,
makes
I
me
did
concerned
notice
that with these all still here, that you're not entirely sure what to do
No, I don't know what to do with them.
with these.
After Adam leaves, Ros also tries to work out where she's going wrong.
I don't think I can really explain why the weight hasn't gone over the last couple of weeks. I certainly haven't been cheating on chocolates and snacks. I certainly haven't done that because I'm only cheating myself. I haven't cut out all snacks completely. I have my little chocolate roll. I buy a pack of these a week and there's 6 in there. And normally there's a couple left over at the end of the week. So at the worst I have 1 a day. But that's like my little chocky fix. But that's it. That is it. So,
to tempt her away from the chocolate treats and help her to get to grips with healthy food, Adam is sending her for cookery lessons at the Michelin-star restaurant at Morstan Hall. Top chef Galton Blackiston is going to try and ignite her inspiration in the kitchen.
Ros, good afternoon. Nice to meet you. To cook well, you need to enjoy yourself. And so, once we get an apron on you, we'll make it. Don't look so worried. Okay. You've always got to have a smile on your face as well.
Okay. Ros is going to be taught to cook a healthy meal. On the menu, wholemeal bread and pea and bacon soup.
Right, first of all, the wholemeal bread, sultanas, raisins and banana flakes. Okay. The most important thing about this particular bread is that there's no fats in it at all. Delve into that deeply.
okay.
It's good, you've got to get your hands into it. We now move on to the next stage. I use a smoked streaky bacon. You have to be really careful with these knives. Good girl, well done. She's really enthusiastic, so you can't ask for much more than that. As long as you can get people enthusiastic, then the rest you can work with.
I did not think I would be making this at all, but it smells delicious.
This is your end result.
Oh wow, that's serious.
And that is, there's no fats in it.
Oh wow, that is beautiful.
I think that's
okay,
seriously
you're not
good
bad.
soup.
If you, like Ros, are still struggling to shift the pounds, don't eat foods high in saturated fat, like red meat, cream and pastries. Throw out the deep fat fryer and switch to grilling or baking food and drain off the excess fat. And steaming instead of boiling vegetables will not only retain their nutrients, but make them tastier. With Ros on the road to healthier eating, Adam turns his concerns to Ros's smoking, which is taking 7 years off her life expectancy.
Many people find it difficult to change, so Ros is not unusual there. What we have to do is find the right tool from the toolbox to motivate her and give her the courage to change.
With a history of strokes and lung cancer in Ros's family, smoking and obesity is trebling her risk of a heart attack. So Adam has arranged a visit with Joy Dent and her daughter Georgina in a bid to make Ros listen. Joy had her first stroke when she was 30, just 2 years older than Ros is now. She ignored her doctor's advice and had a second 14 years later.
I got up one morning, went to the bathroom as usual, and found it was a bit difficult to get out of the bed and to move. My foot wouldn't work properly. I looked in the mirror and my face had dropped, so I knew I'd had another stroke, but I didn't want to accept it.
What was that stroke caused by, do you think?
He being too big, not taking notice of what they've been saying to me all this time, that you've got to keep your weight down, you mustn't be too overweight because that is bad for you. But you tend to think that, nah, no problem. There'll always be someone else that happened to. It can't happen to me again.
Joy's reality could well be Ros's future. So has this visit encouraged her to change her ways?
That ain't going to make me stop smoking. I'll stop smoking because I want to stop smoking, not because of something that's happened to somebody else.
Still to come, Adam has to lay it on the line.
That's 1 week to change the day you're going to die.
Yeah. So it's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
And if she doesn't put her best foot forward over the course of the next 7 days, these numbers are not going to change.
Ros has a serious health scare.
Actually having to concentrate on breathing, that's scaring me shitless.
But with just 2 weeks left, will Adam and Patricia be able to gain back the years for Ros?
Your new predicted life expectancy is
19.5 stone, chocolate-guzzling smoker Ros Cudmore has been told her predicted life expectancy is 65. That's 25 years younger than she had hoped.
Same age my grandmother died.
But Ros is struggling to change. She's only lost 4 pounds in a month, and like many of us, has found excuses not to get down to the gym. More alarmingly, she's only attended kickboxing once, even though she's challenged to get her white belt in just 2 weeks' time. And on top of that, she's defied the experts' advice on her smoking.
That ain't going to make me stop smoking. I'll stop smoking because I want to stop smoking.
Week 5, and the experts are not easing up the pressure. In a bid to get her to stop smoking, they're seeking alternative professional help. A hypnotherapist, but a twist of fate has already forced Ros to stop.
I'm here today to pay Ros a quick visit, who's recently been diagnosed with bronchitis. Now, it's been predicted that smoking will take away 7 years from Ros's life expectancy, so it seems somewhat fateful that during filming she's come down with an illness that's most commonly caused by smoking. I mean, your doctors told you to give up smoking.
Yeah.
Adam and I have been trying to get you to give up smoking.
Yeah.
Up there with lung cancer and heart disease. Chronic bronchitis is one of the main causes of smokers dying.
Yeah, it's a biggie, innit? Now that I'm having to sit up in bed thinking, I can't breathe, you know, actually having to concentrate on breathing, that's scaring me shitless.
I want you to remember this feeling, that the next time that you reach for a cigarette, when you start feeling just that little bit better and you think you can handle a cigarette, remember this feeling.
To tell you the truth, if I start smoking now, I openly admit that I'm a total prat. Absolute total prat.
The following week, Ros is feeling better. But instead of listening to the experts' advice, she's back on the fags.
Why I started again is just beyond me, to be totally honest. It's stupid, you know, to have done so well and then to have took a step back.
She's not alone. On average, it takes a heavy smoker 7 attempts to give up for good. And if, like Ros, you are really struggling, extreme methods include psychotherapy and acupuncture. Or as a last resort, book into a rehabilitation clinic. For people who smoke 20 a day or more, their motivation to stop should be the money. They'd save up to £2,000 a year. She might be struggling calling it a day with the cigarettes, but how's the diet going? Adam's calling in to find out.
Hello.
Ros, hi, it's Adam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. How's your chest infection?
Oh, it's a lot better now, thank you.
I understand you have the scale set up there with you.
It's been 2 weeks since Ros was last weighed, and having taken into consideration her recent illness, she should still have lost 4 pounds.
Hello, Adam. Hi. 267.0.
So over this period of time you've lost, which is 2 weeks, you've lost a pound. What do you think about that?
But it would have been nice to have lost a bit more.
Yes, I mean, I would totally agree with that. But I think the key thing is now you have 1 week left. That's 1 week to change the day you're going to die and to actually extend your longevity. And to do that, you need to start putting all of the pieces of the jigsaw all together now. I know it's a lot to do, but it's only you who can do this.
Yeah.
All I can really say is good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Adam. OK, I'll see you next week then. OK. OK, bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
I've just got off the phone to him. Seemed a bit reserved in the fact that I'd only lost a pound, but hey-ho, it's me that's losing it, not him.
Ros knew that she had a short period of time to do this work, and if she doesn't put her best foot forward over the course of the next 7 days, these numbers are not going to change.
On top of struggling with giving up smoking, Ros has also ignored Adam's advice to visit the gym 3 times a week. So today, in a bid to make an effort in her last week, she's off for a workout.
It's probably not one of the best things to do, smoke on the way to the gym, but I am.
Ros, like all smokers, is sabotaging her workout. Exercise might increase oxygen pumping blood to your heart by 20%, but smoking can reduce this effect by up to 10%, so your workout has half the impact. Smoking aside, if Ros follows Adam's exercise advice, she can burn off 500 calories per session. That's 1,500 a week, the equivalent of half a pound of fat.
41 calories burnt off in 4 minutes.
So only another 459 calories to go. Not only is the gym pass getting a pounding, Ros and Ollie have been training hard for their white belts. And as children born to one obese parent are up to 40% more likely to become obese themselves, regular exercise will safeguard Ollie's future as well.
At the moment, I think it's going to be mission impossible to get the white belt, but I think a bit more practice and I'll be able to get there.
Ready? Front kick.
Considering Ros didn't do the regular gym sessions we arranged for her at the beginning of this process, it's really encouraging that she's finally pushed herself so hard in the last week. I just wonder if it's too little, too late.
The 6 weeks are up, and today Ros will find out her new life expectancy. But first, it's her and Ollie's final challenge. So will they be able to get their white belts?
These are really fit people, and there's children with black belts. It's a bit scary.
I'm going to snipe doing the white belt grading.
To succeed, Ros and Ollie have to perform a combination of punches and kicks over a 20-minute period. Boyfriend Simon, best friend Isla, and the experts are there for moral support.
I've never seen Ros do anything like this before. It's normally sitting in front of the TV, having a chat, not sort of kickboxing and running around the hall. It's great to see.
The fact she's actually doing it and I'm actually watching her doing it is quite amazing, really.
I think it's great to see Ros finally putting some effort into her kickboxing and to see Ollie by her side.
But have Ros and Ollie pulled enough punches to impress the judges?
Attention. Okay, passing the white belt was Oliver. Give him a clap. And also, after a lot of hard work, passing the white was Ros.
Success for Ollie and his mum in obtaining their white belts. But the biggest test for Ros is yet to come. The experts have been analysing Ros's achievements and entering her new data back into the computer program that will give her a new predicted life expectancy.
I feel that during the time with her, she hasn't really given the exercise tasks we've set her 100% effort. However, over the course of the last week, she has demonstrated she's capable of exerting herself, so she does gain a little bit back there.
Well, a few weeks ago when she had bronchitis, she stopped smoking and she told me she'd be a complete prat if she started again. But that's exactly what she did do. She has, however, cut back, so she gains a little bit back for that.
She certainly hasn't been our biggest success story.
No, she hasn't.
But while she's had her downs, Ros has had her ups.
I had a really, really good day. Really, really good day.
She's lost 5.5 pounds, started exercising regularly, and got to grips with her emotions. More importantly, she's been actively pursuing healthy and fun activities with young Ollie. But do her friends and family think it's been enough to increase her life expectancy from 65 years old?
I'm hoping that her progress has been better than expected.
Doing the kickboxing now is great to see. It's a bit worrying for me because I think I'm going to get hiding soon, but yeah.
I think Ros's new predicted life expectancy will be 75.
It's going to go up, I'd say 10 to 15 years, so sort of 75.
The moment of truth has arrived.
At the beginning of this process, we estimated your life expectancy, and at that age, it was 65 years. Since then, we've encouraged you to stop smoking, change your diet, and make exercise a regular feature of your life. And with this, we hoped you'd lose 2 stone in weight.
In the last 6 weeks, despite a bout of bronchitis, you still haven't managed to give up smoking. You have cut down and you are making attempts to stop for good.
With respect to your diet, you've lost 5.5 pounds. But this is unfortunately a fraction of what I'd hoped you'd lose in the period of time we've had.
In general, you have been resistant to change and you haven't fully embraced the spirit of the programme. However, the small steps that you have made, I think, could be the building blocks of a progressive change for the better in the future.
But now, we want to reveal your new life expectancy with the changes you've managed to make today. So, to do this, I'm going to need some help from your kickboxing friends. Ros, your old life expectancy was 65. But we don't want to see that. So your new predicted life expectancy is...
That's worth the bloody effort for, wasn't it?
So how How could Ros have got back those precious few years? Her initial predicted life expectancy was 65. Although Ros failed to quit smoking, she did cut down from 20 to 5 a day. And for this, she gains back 1 year. By stopping snacking between meals, reducing junk food and beginning to lose weight, Ros added 2 years. By taking up regular light exercise and giving her health in general more attention, she claims back 1 extra year, making her new predicted life expectancy 69.
Thank you, sweetheart. Well done. Thanks, Patricia.
Look after yourself. And I tell you what, I really think with this, from my point of view, I think you've realised that it's you that has to do the work. We can come in, we can help you, we can give you guidance, we can push you in a certain direction, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be you that has to do it.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done. A little bit low. I would have liked a little bit more than that.
If she carries on going, then I don't know, but maybe she might be a black belt, and that'd be really well. And then by the time she might have lost 2-3 stone or something like that, that'd be even better.
It's all systems go. I'm really glad I've actually done this. As much as I've had my paddies, as much as I've moaned and groaned and told everybody off out of my house, at the end of the day, if a girl who weighs 19 odd stone can do it, there's no reason why anybody else can't. It was a really big achievement for me.
Over the last 6 weeks, Ros has made some small but very important steps forward. My concern is whether or not these are sustainable in the longer term, or will she just slip back to where she started? Only time will tell.
Just go, no thank you.
Come on, Alice, come on.